Well, looks like it's time to start up the recording studio because here we are. Massive alien attack on Earth has arrived. I guess I should fill you in on some of the other stuff. So I think we're going to beat this alien fleet pretty handily. They seem fairly confident in their chances. We have a small little platform ship that's being sent to Ludemann. We're probably going to actually bounce it over to Mbombo and have it hang out there, refuel, and just kind of wait for the rest of the fleets to catch up. Task Force Serpent is on its way to the main alien fleet at Ludemann. However, with new engine development and the fact that the platform creation ships don't require any armor, this thing got here in a quarter of the time, and I knew it was going to do that, but then I forgot that there were invading fleets in orbit, so it's probably going to die, but that's okay. We have enough time to make a new one and shoot it and probably still get there early, so we may just put it in a holding fleet. Serpent is being escorted by Task Force Hunter, which is not a platform. It makes a ground base, and originally I thought that was a good idea, except that there actually are both ground bases are occupied. So, you know, what'll happen is Serpent will arrive, it will get in a fight with the alien fleets in orbit, and then it will require repairs before it will allow me, you know, before I'd feel safe launching an attack on the space station and or on the ground. So we really need to get a platform base up. All that coordination is probably going to take months of in-between time, during which the aliens will send reinforcement fleets and yada yada. I think that more or less covers what's going on back here. And then, yeah, Earth is under attack, so let's do it. Now we are going to go for a wall. We're not going to move. This is a horrible fleet deployment choice for the aliens. The AI has chosen extremely poorly. We're going to actually pick them apart quite easily. Like, out of all of the possible fleet choices, the ones where your fleet is completely separated with no chance of covering each other is the worst one. This is like true World War II Navy level of fleet engagement here. All right, here comes the rain. Sorry, I guess Larry Folk actually says, "Here comes the snow." So I suppose I should have said that. Yeah, they are absolutely getting destroyed. You can see that the coil guns have finally started catching up to them. Not even close to being able to hit, though. This guy lost engines, so he's just going to float out of the battle area. That guy also lost, well, he's dead, so. those big chonkers hit, and it was done for. Crazy. Alright, so we're capable of handily winning defensive battles. This fleet is already docked at a station, so I don't have to limp back to one to do any repairs and reloading. Several ships did take hits, and of course all of the pack hunters are overheating. I guess one guy got away, and hey, we got enough exotics out of this little engagement that I think it's fairly possible we could even build another Way of the Clans level Titan or whatever. So just let the victory music play and then get the Earth Defense Fleet. Oh, apparently I don't even need to refuel or rearm. Is that real? I mean, we're clearly missing stuff. I think what... Oh, I know why. It's because the station that we're docked at doesn't have a... I didn't remember which station we were actually at. The station I went to intercept the enemy at did not have a repair dock at it. Or like a space yard or something. There we go. Now everybody's back to top shape. Anyway, I'll see you in about 1 in-game year for when Task Force Serpent and Hunter arrive. And we'll see if we can beat the aliens at their home base with like 1/10 of their firepower. Because if we can't, that's probably... I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be game over, but it would definitely be a problem. It would mean, you know, like 2070, 2080, 2090 level of late game play that I'm not super interested in committing to. I could eventually slug it out and win, but I don't want to. So we're putting everything behind a roll of the dice, or in the words of Julius Caesar, Alia Jacta Est, I think is how it went. Okay, it's almost a full year in-game later. It's November of 2061. Task Force Serpent will arrive in February of 62. We have enough Titans in orbit of Mercury that I think we're going to take a fair shot at trying to clear out the main Mercury fleet. If we are successful, we can start attempting to rebuild on the surface of Mercury. Maybe. I mean, it's very expensive to build there, as I've previously pointed out. All right, they want a piece of this, so here we go. All the outbound siege coils absolutely tearing up defenses. This guy suddenly picked up speed. Something's going on with the blind justice. Eternal Peace is being caught sideways. Yeah, that absolutely tore right through the side armor. Strange maneuver. Maybe that was where the majority of its armor was left, though. It was pretty weak. Alright, the battleships are mostly dead. We seem to be just punching right through any point defense that's left. The only real threat is people sweeping in from behind and taking out the pack hunters and the utility class, which are entirely defensive bastions. Alright, we are now close enough that the smaller coil rounds are starting to pierce their way through. They're not going to deal a huge amount of damage, but they're going to be really annoying. The shimmering pulsar would appear to be the last real threat left. Well, maybe not. They are desperate to keep those mag rounds off themselves. You can see the 40mm autocannons are starting to connect. Music doesn't know how to keep up to the sound of the 40mm DACA. I mean, technically we should be pointing all our noses at that guy so the nose weapons fire, but as you can see, it clearly was unnecessary. We're gonna just let autopilot do the cleanup. Not everyone was destroyed, but it certainly feels like we can manually clean things up now. I've been muted this whole time. In case you're wondering why nothing's been said for the last... Well, the recording says 7 minutes, but I'm probably going to remove part of it. All of my commentary gone. That's fine. This is just like the big final battle or whatever. You don't need commentary for that. Oh boy, that line of battleships approaching. Alright, fortunately their lasers are busy. Just like we were keeping the mothership lasers busy. The motherships, I think, withdrew after being so heavily damaged. This wave of projectiles is not great, but we are holding the line steadily. We're facing the correct direction so that our noses are pointed, which is always nice. And our nose arc weapons are all firing. When the enemy passed through our line, that was our moment of greatest weakness. I think there's a very real chance that we'll run out of 40mm cannon ammunition before the end of this, which is going to interrupt our defensive fire spread. There's nothing to be done for it, though. We've committed to a battle. They only have 10 reinforcements left, though. That is good news. They started with over 90. Oh boy, they're headed for the Lubeck. If they get over there, that's going to be an easy pickup kill for them. I need to see this guy's engines get burned out, and it's not happening. A lot of small maneuvering flankers. I guess the corvettes have arrived now, but we are well suited to fight corvettes. They are out of reinforcements. We've forced them to fully commit now. I think once we take out the crushing gravity, we're just going to switch over to auto resolve. Now this has cost us several ships. I think at least one destroyed. 2 are fairly crippled. We're down to about 1/3 of our ammunition loads. I don't know that we have the strength to resolve a battle against the enemy station. We got a lot of them, though. The motherships got away. I don't know what mission kill means, but sure. Maybe that's when a ship is accelerating and then its engine gets destroyed and then it just shoots out into space. We also got mission kill. Alright, so some of my ships are incapable of maneuvering and cannot finish what we were doing. Task Force Serpent aborts flight plans. Okay, so let's take a look at what's happening now. Serpent is still forming its own thing. Can't see how damaged they are. My damage meter. That's the enemy fleet. It's not looking so hot, honestly. Okay, so this is the damaged Serpent fleet. We are going to call up our reserve guy. Send him. And I want you to intercept damaged Task Force Servant. Uh-oh. I think they might be dead. There is a chance that they continue out into space infinitely. Okay, Task Force Serpent is back for operations. Okay. We cannot intercept some of these guys, but we can intercept some of them. Very strange. Try to gather up some of the dead ships. This is army carriers. There's 3 of them. Would like to destroy them before they cause problems. And this is the main thing we came here to blow up, is the station. I don't know that we have enough ammunition. Resistance fleet Serpent damage crashes on the surface of Louison. Well, that's what mission kill is. It means they don't have enough Delta V, or sorry, acceleration to keep from crashing. Now, you know I like to not be moving during this. Unfortunately, we no longer have that luxury as we are on the attack. We are going to require cannon rounds to go out and hit the battle station defenses. And boy, are there a lot of them. We need to keep them occupied, shooting at something long enough to get our lasers into effective range to start slicing pieces of the station off. I don't know that this is gonna work. And then we have some leftover ships to try to keep their dreadnoughts and such occupied. Hondo the Mad would put it. Now, victory here is a total victory. If we can claim this station and the space above it, we will have destroyed basically their major shipyard, but also their ability to reinforce aliens. So those aliens, that agents that we encounter on the surface of the planet, more or less come through the wormhole, I believe. If we take control of the space over here and prevent them from getting on ships and shipping out, they're not going to be able to bring more aliens out. That greatly reduces the level of threat that the aliens have. Also, if the servants and the protectorate can't talk to aliens, they can't advance their storyline, meaning that they are functionally stopped. And finally, these assault carriers also stop. Those troops are loaded here at the wormhole. We can hold the wormhole, stop the ships from being built, no matter how many resource sectors the enemy has. All they have is a couple smaller shipyards and stations, much less centralized. The other thing is, they're going to want to recapture this area. They'll send everything they have over and over again. If we can turn this into a defensive bastion, all the much better for us. So, we're looking for the beans. We're looking for all of the frickin' beans. And this is it right here. These laser ships that they've had for many generations, you can tell that they may finally be overwhelmed. We are on the offensive, we are upset, and we're letting our guns do the talking for us. Just note, the station has not really gotten involved. It has not spoken to us yet. The carriers are up next. The army carriers. I don't know that we've ever gotten a close-up look at these bad boys. they're kind of a problem, you know. They're about to not be a problem. We'll be getting close enough to shoot at station defenses very shortly. Which usually means the station defenses will be close enough to shoot us. We've opened fire first. Good start. They are shooting with plasma. Oh wow, this is gonna be easy mode. Never mind. Get rotated, idiots. We're gonna try shooting the alien base defenses. Okay. Now, we won't be able to fully destroy alien base alpha because it has the wormhole. We've ended the bombardment run. That usually means that all of its systems are destroyed. Yes. Okay, the mine is gone. Just the wormhole and the colony core remain. Excellent. This overall was a fantastic victory for us. Is this thing gonna crash? It looks like it's in a circular orbit, honestly. Okay. This is good. We need to stay up here in a nice circular orbit. Don't mess around. Wait for our refuel ship to arrive from Mambo. It's this one, I believe. Will arrive in September. No, that's the wrong one. We want this one, which will arrive in what, 40 days. We'll throw up a station. Just need to get a small supply depot or shipyard built there of some kind, and then start repairing, refueling, and most importantly at this point, rearming, since our ammunition has to be quite low. Task Force Serpent, the fucking heroes. The heroes of the day. My good men. I don't know what to say. It's been a while. We finally got there. We did it. Some of these guys have multiple sub-officers, which is always good. Wow, right here, this hegemony. This is a fleet class, right? Yeah, it has the flag bridge, has a ton of officers. Pretty high level too. Okay. I mean, that's that. So the rest of the game, if I was going to be recording it, which I don't think I will be, would be doing planetary hops at this point. We've secured Mercury orbit. We're going to try to secure Mars orbit. We have Earth orbit as well. Those are our three main resource centers. Now we also have control of the alien base. As long as no ships leave here, alien agents are pretty much done for. So what needs to happen is a new class of ships, perhaps, because while the Task Force Serpent was specifically designed to make the hop from Anansi over to Lewiston, I mean, to operate out here at the edge of space, you usually need like 300 plus kilobits per second, you know, delta V. You're gonna need a lot more delta V than what we have. Task Force Bulldog back on Earth is probably gonna start doing the hop to Shadow Knife at 21 Lutetia, and then clear out the rest of the inner asteroid belt, and then start to make the campaign on Jupiter. As I've mentioned, Jupiter has numerous bases here, each of which is going to require probably its own fleet action to clear out. We can see that there are smaller asteroids. Probably they're not going to be much of a threat. The other alien base is on Saturn. Again, tons of moons. It's well defended. The aliens are here for antimatter and such. There's probably 10 to 15 more hours of gameplay left. And then at the end of it all, we do need to complete our victory condition. Now, you might think we would be able to easily close this gate. The problem is we have to destroy all of these alien bases that are of tier 3 or higher. And you notice that they're all Jupiter and Saturn, also Mars and Neptune. Less interesting. And then this body over here, Deaver Dorsum. Once we start knocking out the big alien fleets and taking out their bases, other large factions, at this point it's pretty much just the Academy, might take a swing. The Academy and Project Exodus might try picking off some of the smaller alien fleets, because they also have victory conditions that require them to do those objectives. But the last and most serious thing that must be accomplished is getting the gate closure event. This requires you to bring the agent, who you put the special, I think it's called Janus section for the resistance. Yes, Janus section. Each faction has its own unique one, and this is the close the gate mission. So we're gonna have to stick Druva on a ship, send that ship out to Alien Base Alpha, have her lead a marine detachment and attacking the wormhole, and she can't do that until the aliens are defeated, more or less. Even though we currently control the gate, the game will not let us end. It is strange. This is the part of the game most people, especially me, do not like. We've clearly won. We could lose both of our major task fleets and it would not turn it around for the aliens, right? We have an enormous stockpile of exotics. We have a huge income now. We have the end of the tech tree. Their major shipyard is down. Their factions on Earth are mostly routed. We are in a winning position, but we must now finish what Pavonis would like to call the Long War. And even though the war so far has been very long, it hasn't been long enough. So thank you for joining me for this run. This was functionally the end. This is the victory. We just have to do a victory marathon, which I'm not going to do on camera. In fact, I'm probably not going to finish this save file. Again, I have already beaten this game multiple times. I just felt inspired to do it again. There is absolutely something to winning the first time. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to do the grind right now. Thanks for joining me.